What's up, guys? I am Jay Bates.
And I'm Sean Stone.
Did you get email?
I get email.
Yeah, I get email too. This one is from Richard Spencer. He says, shop lighting. I have a 2-car garage with 8-foot ceilings. What do you guys suggest for lighting? Thanks for all the videos and help throughout the years. Well, thanks for that. So there's a couple different approaches to lighting. You and I both make videos, so lighting is a must.
Yes.
So from a video aspect, I've got a tremendous amount of light in here because I don't want to move light stands around. I don't have any dedicated light stands. It's just light in the ceiling. The more light, the better, in my opinion. But that's not limited to making videos. You just recently upgraded all the lights in your shop.
Well, yeah. So just the bulbs. So I've got several 4-foot, and I did add 2 4-foot fixtures, but I had the cool, warm bulbs, and then I upgraded to the daylight bulbs.
Daylight bulbs, yeah.
And it just makes a total difference.
Now, as far as the color spectrum of light you choose, I'm running 6500K on the Kelvin scale, or Kelvin whatever. It is supposedly mimics daylight as you're outside, and for some people, it's a little bit too cool, a little bit too white bluish hue to it. For me, I like it. It doesn't bother me one bit. Whatever you choose for lighting, I would really suggest keeping all of the lighting even, and also a little bit towards the cool side of the spectrum. I would not suggest yellow hue lighting or warmer hue lighting for shop stuff, because if you do any staining, or if you do any painting, or if you do anything that has where you're trying to really see what's going on, really see the appearance, then that's going to change it. If you put it into another environment, it's going to look different than what you initially thought. And if any type of stain work or anything like that is going to it's going to be a little different on your eyes.
Yeah, so I mean, this was a learning process for me. So when I first got into this, it was, I just threw in fluorescent bulbs and, just went with it. But as I got into the video a little bit deeper, I discovered that these daylight bulbs, 6500K, is that what it is, 6500K?
Depends. If it just says daylight, it could be a couple of different numbers.
Well, I think there is a scale on the package that said it was 6500K on the ones I've got. But so yeah, it makes a total difference as far as video goes, but also I think it's just great for overall, shop work.
Absolutely. I mean, bottom line, it doesn't matter if you're making videos for a living. It doesn't matter if you're making woodworking for a hobby or for a living. If you can't see what you're doing, then you can't see what you're doing. So in my opinion, the more light, the better.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between lighting for video and also lighting for work. I don't have any standalone dedicated lights here and there that I can move. I've got some, but I don't use them because it affects the video. And that's one thing that I wish wasn't a situation. If I was out here doing woodworking, it would be, without a camera, it would be a tremendous asset and a benefit for me if I could use dedicated standalone lights like this. This is a mobile fluorescent, and this is one of those bells.
Shop lights, yeah.
Yeah, a shop bell you could put anything in and clip it to something, although I don't have the clip on it. I wish I could use these more so than what I'm able to do to the video. Like, as I'm standing at my workbench right now. It's out of frame right now, but I'm standing at my workbench. All of the lights are on that side of the shop. So if I'm looking at the back side of a board, like if I'm gonna cut something with my handsaw, there's no light over here shining on it. So I'm in the shadow. I'm looking at a shadow every time I do something at my workbench. That wouldn't be a situation if the cameras weren't involved. So I would always recommend having a couple of these small lights that you can take around with you.
Yeah, I've got one of those. Actually, on my lathe, I've got a light there to help, I guess, see what you're doing. And I can also position it in a way when I'm videoing to where it's not, the bulb is not shining at the camera. But, as far as working at the lathe, it helps out tremendously, having a dedicated light source for that particular or that particular tool. And so I've also got a couple of these shop lights for, different lighting reasons, for when I'm shooting pictures or just moving it around the shop in general. So
there's also, we mentioned fluorescence. All of mine are T8 bulbs.
That's what mine are, T8s.
Yeah. And obviously LED is getting a little bit more popular these days, a lot more popular actually. But at the time when I put all of my lights in, it really wasn't cost effective. It's starting to get there eventually. So if you're interested in upgrading your shop lighting, definitely check out LED. That's definitely the route to go long term as far as cost savings for recurring energy bills. But yeah, more light in the ceiling, the better, in my opinion. And then also, it doesn't matter how many lights you have, get a couple of these standalone units. They're beneficial in a tremendous amount of areas. Yeah,
and with these bell housings, I mean, you can put LED bulbs in those and easily, get a cost-effective bulb in. Yeah, very cheap. So.
Now, as far as how much light do you need in the ceiling, there are some calculators out there. I'll post a link if I can find one. I know I've seen one, but if I can find one again, I'll post a link into the show notes for this video. I have a 20 by 20 foot square shop, 10-foot ceilings, and it's got one 2-car garage door. So as the garage door is up, the remaining ceiling that is still exposed in that area, I've got 4 8-foot banks of lights. Each one of those 8-foot banks has 4 4-foot bulbs, and that is on a single circuit. That way when the light, or when the garage door is open, I have lights that are not blocked by the garage door. And then that's my main light source in here. And then when the garage door is shut, then I've got 2 more of those exact same 8-foot fixtures with 4 bulbs each above where the garage door is, and those are on a separate circuit.
Yeah, and I've got a similar setup, but I go about it a different way. I've got 3 runs of, so I've got 2, 4, 6, I've got 6 4-foot fixtures in my shop. My shop is just a little bit smaller than Jay's just because of the way it's laid out. But I don't necessarily have the bulbs that are when the garage door is open. There are a couple of bulbs there, but the way I run mine, I've got 2 different switches, and the center run is on a switch, and then 2 outside runs are on a switch. And that way I can play with the lighting, with the video if I want to get different effects. And also in Jay's situation as well as mine, if you need to work on a circuit, then you can turn off that circuit and also still have light in the shop to work.
Yeah, that's something I didn't think about. Yeah. I guess a lot of light in the ceiling. Don't neglect the mobile can lights and stuff that you can move around, the bell lights. But also placement. If you've already got an established shop, if you've already got your tool placement pretty much established, you want to make sure that you don't have shadow in areas where you're working. So if I am at a station, say I have my drill press here, my back towards the camera. Well, it doesn't make sense for me to have a light over here shining on my back, which makes my shadow go directly into the what I'm trying to do. So keep that in mind when you do your lighting placement. You don't want them directly up against the wall, but you don't want them so far isolated towards the center. That way, when you go to one of your exterior tools locations, you're not working in a shadow.
Right, that's a good point.
So
yeah. That's where the mobile lights come in.
Yeah, that's where the mobile lights come in. Yeah. Anything else to add to that?
I think that covers it, I think.
That covers it. So you guys take care. Have a great day. If you guys have any other questions, comments, leave them in the description. Send us an email. Anything you guys want to do. Until next time, you guys take care and have a good one, and we'll talk to you later.
See ya.